is for you. So make sure you pound that like button and hit subscribe. All right, so match with this blonde cheerleader type on Hinge, and I was like, you trying to be my Valentine? She's like, don't threaten me with a good time, boo. I was like, you won't do it. She reverse Uno's that, and she's like, you won't ask me. I mean, it's very last minute, but if you're trying to grab some tacos, tequila, and a movie, could be a vibe. I'm kind of a go out in public and make sure I'm not murdered type of girl, at least for the first date. Pretty standard objection, so I kept it playful, and I was like, yeah, same. You kind of give me Ted Bundy vibes. And since I played it cool, she plays along and actually asks me when we're going out. But you guys know I never set up dates over the dating app, so I was like, shoot me your number and we'll set something up. And with that, number secured. Match with this Latina bombshell on Bumble, and she's like, let's grab a drink this week. I was like, damn, straight to the point, eh? I just got to Arizona too. Where are you from? She's like, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, but I moved here from Charleston, actually. I was like, damn, that's dope. I'm from Toronto. Just trying to see what America is all about. She throws a couple job interview questions at me, and I was like, yeah, honestly, the winter and 2+ years of lockdown made it a pretty easy decision. She's like, yeah, I can relate. Cleveland has a pretty brutal winter too. I was like, true. You trying to be my Valentine though, or what? She's like, depends. You trying to ask? If you're up for a cheeky wine night, I just might. I do love some red wine, so you may just have yourself a Valentine. And with that, number secured. So this girl messaged me first on Hinge, and she's like, you have a cute smile. I hit her with the classic line. I was like, I can't tell if you're innocent or an absolute baddie. And she's like, maybe both. I'm being honest about your smile though. It's pretty great. Went super cheesy on her, and I was like, and I'm here hoping to find a reason to smile more. She's like, wow, you're so cute. You look so happy in all your pictures. She's almost a little too complimentary, which is a bit of a red flag in itself, but I was like, you're actually so sweet. I think we'd be hella cute though. What are you looking for on here? I have no expectations. I'm really just looking to meet new people, expand my friend group, and if something romantic arises from it, I'm all about it. What about you? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Now, trying to avoid the friend zone, so I was like, I'm looking to date and meet new people, keep things chill, but down to see what happens if I click with someone. Seems like we're on the same page, and she throws her Instagram at me, but you guys know I'm not about that. I was like, nah, add me on Snap. So with that, Snapchat secured. Through the classic line at this girl, I was like, I can't tell if you're innocent or an absolute baddie. She's like, a little bit of both, but which side brought you to Tinder? Throws a bit of a shit test at me, and she's like, you lost me. So I texted her 3 days later, and I was like, I might lose sleep over it. Looks like I didn't lose her because she's trying to see what I'm up to this weekend. I was like, I heard the waste management is the place to be. What about you? She's like, I'm going tomorrow, but what are we doing this weekend? You trying to be my Valentine or what? Seems like she's about it. So I was like, I mean, you're pretty cute. I'd be down. And with that, number secured. This girl on Hinge thinks she has more tattoos than me, and I was like, I barely see any on your profile. And she's like, well, maybe I can show you where they are in person. Whoa. Played it cool. I was like, I feel like a little tattoo to her could be a good time. Throw in some tequila shots, of course. And seems like she's down for it. So with that, number secured. Match with this absolute babe on Hinge, and I was like, I'm cute, you're cute, this has potential. And it seems like she loved the pickup line. I was like, sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot. She recently dyed her hair too, so I gave her a compliment on that. She's like, what are you up to? And I was like, to be honest, I'm looking for my Valentine. How's that going? I was like, well, I'm still on Hinge. How about you? And looks like she's trying to see my tattoos. Kept it playful though. I was like, they're on very secret places. Not everyone gets to see them. She seems interested. She's like, who gets to see it then? And I was like, well, maybe you if you're lucky. So conversation's going really well. I was like, why don't you shoot me your number? We can grab drinks and see what happens. She said she doesn't give out her number, tries to throw IG at me, but you guys know I don't do DMs. It's basically a sign that she's low interest, so I didn't really pursue this one. Match with this absolute smoke show on Hinge, and I was like, I can't tell if you're innocent or an absolute baddie. She's like, I guess you'll just have to find out. I'm also from Vegas, and I see you have a Golden Knights jersey. Very observant. I was like, damn, I love the confidence. And I get some heat for wearing that thing in Toronto, but I've heard the best things come from Vegas. She's like, they sure do. Winky face. So you from Toronto originally? I was like, yeah, I just flew in on Friday. Trying to see what Arizona's all about. She's like, oh my God, no way. So you were like renting an apartment or an Airbnb? She's getting very logistical on me. I let her know I'm at a buddy's place for the week, but then I'm looking for a place to crash. Made some small talk about Canadian winter, and I was like, you're cute. What are you looking for on here? I'm trying to go on dates, not really into the hookup scene. I was like, yeah, I feel that. You seem pretty chill though. Shoot me your Snap if you're down to grab drinks. And with that, number secure. Is it too loud or are you good? All right, enjoy the show, I guess. Bit of a live audience. Love to see it. Matched with this absolute 6.5 out of 10 on Bumble, and she said, hey, you. Threw the classic line at her, and I was like, I can't tell if you're innocent or an absolute baddie. She got right to the point, threw me her number, and that's got to be one of the quickest dubs I've ever had on Bumble. Matched with this absolute dime piece, and she had a dog in her Tinder profile, so I was like, I want to steal your dog. She's like, that's my little rescue mutt from Mexico. You can't have him. Kept it playful. I was like, I bet he likes me more. She's like, better hope so, because if he doesn't like you, I don't like you either. I was like, the confidence is adorable. What are you looking for on here? No expectations really. Someone who likes to have fun, has a sense of humor, cool personality. Basically someone I vibe with. What about you? I was like, yeah, I feel that. I just flew in from Canada, so ideally someone fun to be around who can show me what Arizona is all about. Also must be a good cuddler. I'd say I'm a pretty good tour guide. I'm always at the lake or doing something, and cuddling is also something I'm good at. Well, I might need to be the judge of that. I got so lost in the sauce in this conversation, ended up asking her what she's looking for again. Almost fumbled the bag there, but managed to recover it. And I was like, you trying to grab drinks or nah? She's like, yeah, you owe me one now. And with that, number secured. Match with this absolute 5.5 out of 10 on Tinder. And I was like, I can't tell if you're innocent or an absolute baddie. She's like, guess you'll have to find out. So I just shot my shot and I was like, you trying to link tonight? And no response to that one. In my Bumble profile, it says I probably have more tattoos than you. And this girl was like, I only have 2 tiny tattoos, so you definitely have me beat. I was like, damn, what's my prize? She's like, I'd say a cookie, but I only have apples. And I was like, as long as you have peanut butter I can dip the apple slices into. She's like, of course I do. I was like, damn, I love the versatility. You trying to show each other these tattoos sometime? She's like, mine will be quick, but I suppose I can show them off. I feel like we'd have fun exploring. And it sounds like she's down for a little tattoo tour. So with that, number secure. Now look guys, obviously the tone of this video is funny. It's meant to be an entertaining video, but also somewhat informative. So if you're watching this video and wondering why your conversations with girls aren't this playful, aren't this engaging, maybe they're leading to the friend zone, getting ghosted, getting flaked on. Maybe you're not even having conversations with girls on dating apps yet because the matches haven't even rolled in yet. You might hate me for saying it guys, but dating apps like Tinder are not broken. You're just using them wrong. But you're not alone. So many men are using dating apps unsuccessfully, and it's because they're making common mistakes that make it so easy for women to swipe left, stop messaging you back, not message you in the first place, and flake on you when you're trying to set up a date. Through one-on-one coaching, I've been able to help hundreds of men level up their dating lives. And these are guys from all different backgrounds. So if you're ready to stop making excuses about the things that are outside of your control and focus on the things that are inside of your control to improve your dating life and get more matches, get more dates, hit the link down in the description of this video, head on over to wingmanplus.com and let's get you set up for success. All right, enjoy the rest of the video. Match with this absolute rocket on Hinge, and I was like, be my friggin' Valentine. Her response gave me nothing to work with, so I just called something out in her profile, and I was like, I need to know whether or not that's your horse. She's like, no, not mine. Trying to make the conversation playful, so I was like, I've heard horse girls can be a bit crazy, so that's a relief. And she bites on it. She's like, probably would have been one if there were horses around, but you got off lucky. Definitely dodged a bullet, eh? You're cute. What are you looking for on here? She just gives me an absolute nothing burger of a response, but I played along. I was like, yeah, I feel that. Not into one night stands, but also not pushing something serious if the connection isn't there. Shoot me your number if you're trying to grab drinks sometime. And kind of surprisingly, number secured. Match with this absolute rocket on Tinder, and I was like, my mama warned me about girls like you. She's like, no way, why is that? I was like, you look like an absolute heartbreaker, to be honest. She's like, no, it's all love over here. I was like, I also noticed we're 69 kilometers away, and if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. And she's like, a sign for me to run away. There's no coming back from that one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you pound that like button, hit subscribe, and if you guys need one-on-one help with your dating apps, hit the link down in the description of this video.